Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where I give you all of the latest gaming news. And this eventful week just keeps going, as Nintendo has made breaking news today with a big announcement for a new game that's coming very soon. That wasn't the only Nintendo news though, because we are already getting some hints of another fan favorite franchise returning, and also a highly anticipated HD remaster, so don't go anywhere because we are going to talk about all three of those games. But as always, there is plenty more in the news to talk about, including a classic Xbox game is heading over to Xbox Game Pass, and really their library just continues to get better with all of these high quality games hitting the service. But before we get into that, I do have an update on yesterday's News Dose video. We did talk a lot about the Unreal Engine 5 tech demo running on the PlayStation 5 yesterday, and truly it looks gorgeous. However, Digital Foundry did break down the tech demo in a true deep dive for the more technical aspects, and found out that for the most part, that specific demo was running at around 1440p at 30 frames per second. It was neither 4K or 60 frames per second, so probably not the performance many people want it to be. Now, with that said, from a visual standpoint, it still looks stunning, and I do think it's a big step up from current generation games. Now, I would be curious if that same demo could run better on more capable hardware. The Xbox Series X is more powerful, so I'm curious if it would run any better on there, or if it would just be about the same. I imagine it would run a little bit better, though by how much I really don't know. Either way though, my takeaway still remains the same from yesterday. I'm stoked for the future of next generation consoles. I think we're going to see some truly stunning next generation games from a visual standpoint. Now, speaking of Xbox, yes, there was another Xbox Game Pass announcement today, and this one is coming from Remedy Entertainment. Yes, that's right, Alan Wake will be heading over to Xbox Game Pass on May 21st for both PC as well as console, and that is very exciting. I truly believe that Alan Wake was one of the best Xbox 360 games, and unfortunately, it just got overlooked on the 360, and never really ended up getting a true sequel. Fast forward years later, they brought it over to the PC, and overall, it's really become a bit of a classic game, and Remedy Entertainment did buy the Alan Wake IP from Microsoft just last year, and they're even doing a crossover with their newest game, Control. I believe Remedy is setting up for a true sequel for Alan Wake, and I would be super happy about that. So putting Alan Wake onto Xbox Game Pass should increase Alan Wake's recognition. I think a lot of new people will try it out and understand why so many people love this game, and I think if Alan Wake 2 does actually happen, I think it will do much better this time around. More people than ever before probably know about Alan Wake, and Xbox Game Pass will only increase that brand recognition. And well, come on, Xbox Game Pass is just amazing. It's now become a weekly thing where I'm on this channel and I'm talking about some type of Xbox Game Pass news, because it truly is just constant, and they just continuously bring out great games to the service. But yeah, definitely go out and try Alan Wake on Game Pass if you haven't already. It's a fantastic game. Moving on though, let's start talking about that Nintendo news, because we have three separate games to talk about today. And first up we have Paper Mario The Origami King, which has officially been announced for the Nintendo Switch, and it's coming very soon. When I mean very soon, how about 2 months from now on July 17th? That's right, just 2 months away, and I cannot wait for this one. I'm a big Paper Mario fan, and I really have been since playing the original on the Nintendo 64 as a kid. In fact, it's one of my favorite Nintendo franchises ever, and it's a franchise that I've wanted to see return, but not just return, but rather I wanted it to go back to its classic formula. No more Sticker Star, no more Super Paper Mario or colored paint, but just like the original 2, where it has this turn-based combat system with partners. Well, it does look like Origami King is kind of going back to its roots here. It does have partners once again, though it seems kind of like generic enemies rather than unique partners that the original 2 had, but I do need to see more on that before I jump to any conclusions. Now, for the combat, It is turn-based, but it does shake up the formula here by using some ring-based combat system, completely unlike Lost Odyssey, but I don't think it looks bad or anything. It's certainly different, but it's something that I want to try for myself. I mean, sure, I would have liked to see the original combat come back with all of the badges and stuff like that, and maybe those are in the game, but for the time being, I'm really interested in the Origami King. I think the one thing that has me the most hyped about this particular game is just how charming it looks. That is one key aspect to the Paper Mario games. They usually do have a very charming world with witty humor, and the paper-based world has clever puzzles in it, and you feel as if this paper world is completely different than any other thing that you've seen, and with the Origami King, it really seems to have nailed it here. From what I'm seeing, folding into an origami is almost like this new trend, and they're trying to force others to fold into an origami, and I do think the story looks really interesting. I don't usually say that about Mario games, but the Paper Mario franchise is an exception here. I've always enjoyed the world and stories to those games in particular, and yeah, I'm just really excited that those leaks that we've been talking about all year for a new Paper Mario game is true. If you've been watching my videos, this announcement probably was not a major surprise, but now that it is confirmed, I am very excited. Now, another leak that we have been talking about a lot on this channel has been a new Metroid game, and no, I'm not talking about Metroid Prime 4. That is still happening, of course, but according to several leaks from well-respected insiders, they have said that multiple Metroid games will be coming sometime in 2020. Those right now are believed to be a Metroid Prime Trilogy remaster and a 2D Metroid game, and from my understanding, it will be a Metroid Fusion game. Well, if you noticed, in the Paper Mario Origami King trailer, right at the end, it almost seems as if Nintendo is teasing some kind of Metroid news. Now, this could be something Metroid Prime 4 related, or it could be that rumored Metroid Prime Trilogy. But if I were to guess right now, I'm thinking it's going to be that highly rumored 2D Metroid game. I may be wrong here, and as always, you should take every rumor with a grain of salt, but those leaks were coming from trusted insiders, and I do think it's very possible. In the last few years, the Metroidvania genre has really exploded. You have games like Ori and the Blind Forest, Hollow Knight, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and just so many more great Metroidvania games that has really taken off. So I think it's the perfect time for Nintendo to release a new 2D Metroid game. I certainly hope it's true because the Metroidvania genre is actually one of my favorites, and I like them in the 2D landscape. But yeah, let's keep our eyes open for maybe another surprise announcement coming sometime soon. As always, I will keep you up to date if anything does happen. And no, the Nintendo news does not stop there either, because VentureBeat, a well-respected news outlet, is claiming that a Pikmin 3 remaster will be coming in 2020 as well. I mean, if that is true, Nintendo is just absolutely killing it right now. So bear with me for a moment. If all of these releases sometime in 2020, Nintendo would have had all of these games come out sometime this year. You have Animal Crossing New Horizons, Wonderful 101, Paper Mario, Metroid, Pikmin 3, and several 3D Mario games. That is one of the best lineups I have ever seen from a console maker. We can all criticize Nintendo for the Wii U and all the things it didn't do, but Nintendo really turned that ship around, and the Nintendo Switch may actually end up being my favorite Nintendo console ever made. That's saying a lot coming from me because I've really liked a lot of their past consoles, but yeah, Nintendo is doing a great job right now, and do keep in mind that Pikmin 3 is not confirmed just yet, but I do think it is very believable. Let me know though, if all three of those games really does release sometime this year, what would you be most excited for? A new Metroid game, Paper Mario, or Pikmin 3? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on though, let's talk about Ubisoft because they had a few things to say today. Apparently they have a mystery AAA game releasing sometime in 2020 or maybe even 2021. This is a game that has not been announced just yet. Now, if you think about it, they already have announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Watch Dogs Legions. So I do highly doubt it's from any of those franchises. But if it is from an existing franchise, which is still unknown, I think we can make some educated guesses as to what it could be. And I do think I have a good idea of what it could possibly be. And I'll get into that here in just a moment. But some of their big existing franchises would be Splinter Cell, you have Far Cry, and you also have, and this is what I believe it could be, Prince of Persia. Now, I would prefer Splinter Cell here because I really don't think we have enough big AAA stealth-based games, but Ubisoft did just register a domain for Prince of Persia 6. That could mean absolutely nothing, or it could mean they are making a new Prince of Persia game. Based off the leaked video for the cancelled Prince of Persia Redemption, they could probably bring that franchise back in a big way. It looked very cinematic, much like the Uncharted franchise, so I think they could do well with that game if they wanted to. If I were to guess though, it will either be a new Splinter Cell game or Prince of Persia, and either one of those would be great in my opinion. Let me know though, what would you like to see Ubisoft make? And speaking of Ubisoft, I wanted to post this real quick because this is very impressive, but Daniel Ahmad posted this on his Twitter. So apparently 6 Ubisoft franchises and 11 titles have sold more than 10 million copies during this console cycle. That is incredible, and they did a good job here. Assassin's Creed, The Division, Far Cry, Watch Dogs, and even Ghost Recon have all sold more than 10 million units during this console cycle. I am a little surprised that Ghost Recon sold more than 10 million, though the others not so much, but big congrats to Ubisoft here. And now for the last topic, and I will make this one quick, but for you Xbox fans out there, there will be a new kart racing game heading over to Xbox One here soon. It is Kart Rider Drift, which is already a very popular kart racing franchise, and the closed beta will be starting on June 3rd. So if you do want to play a new kart racing game on Xbox One, you might want to go sign up for the closed beta for Kart Rider Drift. I personally think this game looks pretty good, and I'm going to go check it out for myself. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Peace out.